Conversations powered by JessTalk LisaListen. You are the LisaListen part. What say you?
Yes, I am. And I am so excited for the next half hour of power and the guests that we have on today. And I will let you go ahead and introduce her, Jess.
It is going to be a great half hour power. And I'm going to introduce Kay Kolbo.
Hello.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you so much.
Our focus today is going to be on community involvement.
Yes, absolutely.
You are the community involvement expert.
I hope to be, and I try to be.
She truly is.
Oh.
She has so much going on. Tell us a little bit about that, Kay.
Well, I am the community service chairman for NACE, National Association of Catering and Events, for the Las Vegas chapter. But my full-time job is I'm the ad exec for Las Vegas Woman Magazine, which is all about educate, entertain, and
I've got it right here.
Inspire.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I've got it right here.
No, absolutely not.
This is the latest edition, and there'll be a fall edition that comes out.
Yes.
One question. This is a very nice-looking lady you have on the cover. What do I have to do in order to make the cover of Las Vegas Woman Magazine? That's what I want to know.
Your lovely wife can be on it.
Can I be on the back?
Yes, absolutely. What's special about it?
Maybe the transgender?
Is it a what is
transgender?
It? Now wait a minute, you're moving too fast, LisaListen. LisaListen needs to go back to listening and not talking because she's scaring me now.
Wow!
No.
Is this a special donation I have to get on the back of this?
Absolutely, and I would be the exact person you need to talk to about that
I had a funny
donation.
feeling it was. You know what that reminds me when you say that? It reminds me when we're doing professional speaking. We learn a whole lot from a lot of people. We did learn some really cool key things from a homeless lady. And this homeless lady actually is near our home, about where we live, maybe 6 miles away. And when I was walking away from the last time, she threaded me with some great intel. She told me that I really, really needed to understand where the best nation there is to learn the kind of information that she has. And she tested me. And I said, I don't know the best nation. I thought it was here. She says, well, it is not here. It is imagination is the best nation.
Wow.
And then when I got ready to walk
deep.
away, which I did think was cool, she says, hey, wait a minute. You forgot the second best. Well, what's the second best place? She says, donation.
Very good. Absolutely. There you go. And those are my motto. Imagination and donation.
Yes.
So, well, tell us how the two of you met. How did you, because you two are the keys to why Kay is here on the program.
Yes, indeed. We are members of the National Association for Women Business Owners, a.k.a. NABO.
Okay.
And Kay and I hit it off like we'd known each other forever.
Absolutely. No, sorry, go ahead. I didn't want to interrupt you.
No. And we hit it off famously, and I said, you need to be on our show where you have so many things to share with us from the community, from the magazine, and here we go. Here we are.
Well, and also, to blow you up a little bit more, you're also an advertising executive with the Las Vegas. I mean, is that your principal role? Or because you do like you have like 4 full-time jobs or something.
Pretty much, exactly.
Like, what is it?
Exactly. Well, a lot of it is just community service, donating my time. This I actually get paid to produce, which is a fabulous thing.
You get paid to donate your time, too.
I do.
It's
Absolutely.
a paid-forward campaign.
Absolutely. Yes, definitely.
You look a little like Damon Wayans.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you got 14 jobs, man.
Yes, exactly.
Remember when you used to have all those jobs?
Absolutely. Well, I'm
pilot,
a Libra, so I
cooking.
have to be busy. I have to be doing like 1,000 things at one time, or I'm not. I don't feel like I'm, producing.
Oddly enough, you seem very settled and very steady, so I don't know how you pull that off, but you do a good job with it.
Thank you. Well, and then even just a little bit about my personal thing and my when I'm not doing the fabulous community service and working with Las Vegas Women, I also take care of my 92-year-old mother that just had a birthday July 2nd. So, yeah.
Yay
and she's
for Mom.
Absolutely.
Full
She's
time?
in in the winter. She's in North Dakota in the summer, and then she comes to live with me for the winter. So yeah, I think she keeps me grounded, and she 100% is why I am the way I am, because she's the most giving and loving person and the role model and just my idol. And I adore her, and hopefully they're listening back in North Dakota.
North Dakota.
Maybe
I
Mom
was gonna
needs to
say
be on the
that
show.
too, yeah.
Exactly.
Maybe Mom
When
needs
she
to be
comes
on the
back
show.
out, a
Yeah.
lot of stories.
Yeah,
You
I'm
just
sure.
tell your mother she's in the right place. We can hook a sister
Yeah,
up.
for sure. Very good.
Does she know that term?
You know what? Probably, because my mom surprises me once in a while. Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
She's, all of a sudden she'll start talking about something that happened so many years ago, and I'm like, how did you even remember that?
Right.
There's things about my childhood that she remembers that I don't even remember. So
I like the fact that it started at home, that you learned to give and serve at home. And I get a sense that you do have a servant's heart.
Right.
And to really serve fully, don't you believe you have to have a servant's heart, Liz?
Absolutely. And a giving heart, I mean, I've always been a very good giver, and only until recently did I learn to be a good receiver.
Right.
And both of them are equally as important.
Well, I think that's the same as well, because like I just love to support the community and everything, but then someone like says, "Oh, you're doing such a good job." It's like I like to hear it, but I get embarrassed by hearing it. It's just that it's just such a part of my nature to help and to give and to do whatever someone needs and to be out there and just spreading the word about, what people need and trying to get it achieved. And I'm not one that takes no for an answer very easily.
You're
Let's
a
put it
natural
that
giver.
way.
You're a
Yeah.
natural giver, and also you're driven for results, is what it sounds like.
Absolutely, definitely.
So tell us, I know that since you serve on a number of these committees and also some boards, what gets you fired up about any of the different facilities that you serve?
Well, I think the main thing is to making sure you're aware of exactly what each facility is.
Okay.
Like we work all year long for Calendar Lighters, Children with Cancer, Street Teens of Nevada, as well as Shade Tree.
Okay.
So you don't really know until you go in and experience and you walk their walk, talk their talk.
Well said.
And you have to really, really get into the nucleus of how these organizations are, and that way you get passionate about it. And then once that fire's in you, it's like everybody needs to know about it.
I love what she said about walking the talk. That's really cool.
It's huge.
And I'm thinking back when Bill Teal, who's a captain on the police force, Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department now, when I met him, he was a sergeant. And he offered an option for me to have an opportunity to throw my name in the ring to do a professional speaking leadership program for Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. And when he did, I've known a lot of folks that have gone to jail because they're over the corrections facility. And I thought, how can I speak to people in corrections if I've never been there? Well, I didn't want to go there permanently.
Sure.
But I wanted to visit. So I called, at the time, his captain. I said, I'm interested in the job, but before I even throw my name in that, I'd like a tour.
Right.
So I went on this tour, and it was a bit scary, to be quite honest with you. I had some grip. I had some tension going on in the body in various
I've been on that tour myself.
Yeah, various key places. It's a little bit spooky. And when I drove away from there, I actually I drove around 2 hours around the city because I had to wash that off of me.
Sure.
What I enrolled in
makes
there.
you grateful for the life we live out
It
here.
does make you grateful because, your freedom, it's a privilege here.
Right, exactly.
But my point I want to make with what you've done with that, I really love the fact that you get totally entrenched and involved because it made a difference. Guess what happened? They chose me to speak as their leadership speaker because I was the only one that says, I want a tour.
Right.
Everyone else was trying to sell their stuff.
Exactly.
How can I sell you anything? I don't know it well enough yet,
and
to your point.
It's not about you. It's about them.
Thank you.
That's
Completely.
the whole thing. It's you just have to think about what they are doing, what they're having to face every day.
Who they are.
How
they're serving. You know what they say?
Right.
Okay, they say, and Lisa, they say they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Exactly. Exactly.
So you do that. You practice what you preach.
Every day, 24 hours a day.
And does it get a bit heavy at times?
It can because my feeling, I feel the pressures that if I say I'm going to come to the plate on something and I'm not like deadline, like, okay, we got to do this, we got to do that. Like our goal this summer is to raise 120 cases of bottled water in July and August for street teens. So we need to get that goal completed. We did 100 cases last year, 120 this year, but then of course I want to do 150 or 200. I mean, I always try to strive to do better than last year and raise the bar. And making sure, because we do 25 hot meals every month for street teens as well as part of what my committee does. So once a month, we'll provide 25 hot meals along with birthday cake. And to make sure that's all organized, you have a full year of calendar you have to plan, making sure that the people are aware of who's going to donate that, making sure that they're prepared, making sure the delivery is made, making sure everything is taken care of.
Talk to us about a campaign. Let's do the bottled water campaign. Let's talk to because you also work. Your background is you've also done some extensive work in the hotel casinos on the hospitality side, on the food and beverage side.
Right.
So you really have to treat this much like a special event.
Absolutely.
Just raising things. So walk us through just the bottled water campaign because you say that. But I'll bet it's a lot of steps from beginning to end before you meet those goals.
It is, absolutely.
Give us a bit of a run-through.
We gather our donations at every NACE meeting. Okay. So I have my 5 to 6 minute time that I talk to the chapter every month when we have our luncheon or breakfast. So then at that time, I talk about it. I tell them what we're doing. Now I discovered PowerPoint, so I'm like professional with a PowerPoint presentation.
Way to go.
Because when you're talking through these luncheons, people are like da, 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 and I'm like, stop, listen to what I'm saying to you. So then I have my community service little change box. I go, okay, I want your dimes, your nickels, your pennies. I want your dollar. I don't care what you give me. If you have 25 cents, I need it in this box right now. No matter what, I need to raise this money. This is our goal. This is what we're doing. And so from there I go, and then I go from table to table, person to person. I stand there and I go, okay, here I am. Give me your money.
Very nice.
And then after that, we organize it, and we've got the lovely Michelle Parsons that works with Tuxedo Junction. They have a van. We go to CVS is a great partner of ours. They give us a grandfather rate on bottled water. So we go, we purchase the bottled water, we put it in the van, and we take it to street teams. So
nice.
We have our system down. But just gathering, all of the money comes from the members of the chapter, which is phenomenal.
Wonderful.
Because they give from their heart, they give from their pockets, and then we just try to make sure that everybody's aware of what we're doing, and we completely tell everybody and keep them in the loop on each and every detail of what we're doing all year long.
Well, while we're on this subject of NACE, you have won the Community Service Award for the last 3 years. You just came back from Arizona.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Well, we were nominated again for year number 4, but again, we have to share the wealth with the rest of the United States.
Play well in the sandbox, woman. You come on this program, you play well in the sandbox.
Yes, exactly. But what we've done for the community has been recognized nationwide for the National Association. So for the last 3 years, we've gotten the award for the United States. This year, it went to another fabulous chapter, the greater Atlanta area. So it's not like we, lost to someone that, oh my gosh, they didn't deserve it. Everybody deserves to be recognized when they're in community service.
Sure.
So now this makes us just work harder for next year. But what we did come home with, and which is even more spectacular, I think, because it's in complete involvement of the chapters, we were Chapter of the Year for the United States for National Association of Catering Events.
Wow.
So Las Vegas is Chapter of the Year for the country.
Wow,
that's
a big deal.
Even more, I think even more, because that means every committee that we spearhead as far as the board of directors, that's a total recognition of everybody involved. Wow. Not just community service, it's everybody involved.
I love what you just said about recognition, because I'm looking into the chat room, and Ruth Furman has something really cool in here that she said, and then she's actually speaking to you, and I'd like to introduce that, to spin right off of what you just said. She says, hey, Kay, it's Ruth here. Hey there, Ruth.
Hi, Ruth. Welcome.
Hey, girl. We've known each other for years. You are a true connector. How do you feel business people can best help others in a collaborative fashion while being strategic at the same time? Girlfriend's packing with that question.
Absolutely.
She always is.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just think that there's so much business out there for everybody. And it's definitely not what you know, it's who you know. And there's no reason why people can't get along, connect, and try to share their knowledge and their wealth of business knowledge. It's a very cutthroat business out there, especially in media, marketing, everything. It can be. I try not to be that way. I try to my favorite part of what I do is making sure that I put like-minded individuals together.
Absolutely.
It's all about connecting them no matter what. Even, I make, of course, the majority of my income is based on ad sales, producing the events for Las Vegas Woman. But my favorite thing to do is if I can have a business owner that's struggling, go and meet with somebody that has a successful business and they might need their product, that makes my day. I don't care what anybody said. So
collaboration.
Absolutely.
Well, you said you actually, between the two of you, hit 2 of the 4 C's. You talked about connection. Lisa just added collaboration. And what we like to do, and I can hear you do it as well, but we place it into what we call the 4 C's of highest level of communication. And it's connect, collaborate, create, and stay curious.
Very good.
You do all those things, and you're doing a lot of work. By the way, Danny Vegas is another one of your fans out here, and Danny says, hey, and he says, I love Kay.
Oh,
who doesn't love Kay?
I know, you're just getting all kind of action here in the chat room.
Oh my gosh, we need a bigger studio. I'm
so
sorry.
Maybe this show today should be called the Kay Kolbo Show, podcast show.
Yeah, it should be. Just Kay Talks or something like that. I don't know.
That's
funny. So no, that's exactly. No, that's really, really good stuff. And I do like the idea of the 4 C's, the connection, the creating, and being curious. And that's another thing. You must be very curious. Otherwise, you wouldn't be getting as involved in some of these things. You wear it actually very well, because it's a laborious task to take on what you've taken on, whether it's your day job or not. You don't make a real distinction between your day job and some of the causes that you serve, because you have to serve them at the same level to be effective.
And it's so funny because they all intertwine with each other.
Right.
Because of being in a publication with media, we have that access to social media. and to our publication and our calendar of events. And so I have the most wonderful team that I work with Tammy Grable, who's the publisher, Ruth Lauber, who's the vice president.
She's fabulous.
Debbie Hall is our editor-in-chief and very connected. And if I tell them, can I put this on the calendar? Can we put this on social media? Absolutely. That's what's so great about the support system around you is that you have to have those people that really truly believe in what you're doing and offer you that support as well.
Nice.
So,
and I don't want to put you on the spot so if it doesn't come to you, no worries. I have another thought for you. But can you think of a time when your involvement with one of these facilities that you serve has really touched your heart in a way that you can actually share? I know all of what you do certainly does, but are there any cases or situations or circumstances where you got so involved and you immediately or sometime short thereafter your involvement, you could see the impact that you were having on a life or lives?
Right.
Yes.
Well, I think with our, there's just so many.
I know.
I'm going to get emotional because I do get emotional.
I want you to get emotional.
Oh, my God.
Cry. Do it. Cry on camera.
You better not. I have cried. I'm telling you, I cried during the middle of a meeting. When, with being in catering executives,
sure,
we have these phenomenal meals that are prepared for us because everybody puts out the great show because they want to build your business.
Sure.
So we just had a breakfast of steak and eggs and everything. We have this phenomenal steak meal, and then all of a sudden I come up there and I talk about street teens. And I have one of the representatives there, and she comes up and talks about a young couple, a gentleman that came in that had to get off the streets, but he had a 6-month-old baby. So they had the 6-month-old baby there, and she told the story, and then I just got up from the microphone and I went, you know what? This is what it's all about. We have this phenomenal meal. Open up your hearts right now. Just give me some money to help take care of this little baby. Oh. So I'm telling you, I see it all. And then even at Shade Tree, okay, what really touches me is that when I do the deliveries or I go to Shade Tree and you go into the area of where Shade Tree is located, and it makes you really realize how thankful and blessed you are to have the life that you have, because you go down into the streets and you see the people that don't have the homes, that are the homeless, that are in the streets. And then I go to Shade Tree and I help these little kids make Mother's Day cards for their mothers that normally they wouldn't have it. So we do, again, I'm going to all these different things that we do, but we do Mother's Day cards and portraits every May for the mothers of Shade Tree as part of my community service. So we take the family portraits. So to get the families together, to take the portrait, to give them that they have a long-lasting memory caught on film for the rest of their lives.
I love that.
They don't have the best life. They're in the shelter. They're getting away from people that have not treated them with respect.
It's the little things that matter most.
Absolutely.
It's the little things that matter most, and you do a lot of those little things.
Yes.
And you're reshaping lives, and you're also making memories for and with those children. Right. And I love that. It reminds me of teaching K through 12 as a substitute teacher. When I was a Bellagio executive, casino marketing executive, on my days off, I would teach K through 12. And I always liked being stationed in those really challenged areas. And I always loved it to go into a classroom to give those students something that they would never expect. Right now, we actually, Lisa and I both do Reading Week and Career Week for a very dear friend of ours. Talk to them about Julie, and I'll tell a quick story about
Julie
that.
Neal with the Jack Daly Elementary.
Wonderful.
Her father's namesake. Anytime she says, will you come in and read to the kids, or Jesse, come in and speak about Career Week, we never tell this lady no. She's been a mentor of mine for years. She continues to be a mentor. I just can't tell her no.
Right. It's
all.
too important.
So on a very small scale compared to what you do, we get some feeling that when I walk into one of those classrooms, the 5th grade class, and I look at all those faces, and I know that we do a lot of judging of people all the time. We say we don't want to judge, or you shouldn't judge on this and that, but people do it all the time. And I always like to give people something that they least expect.
Right.
So when I go into that classroom and in that neighborhood, the first thing I start the first words they hear out of my mouth are Spanish. I speak Spanish for the first few minutes, and then I get one of the Spanish-speaking kids. I'm only talking in Spanish. I ask them how many people in the room speak Spanish to stand up and raise them. And they do. Of course, the American kids that don't speak Spanish are not. They're not participants. They don't know yet. Then I get one of them to translate for those that don't speak Spanish. And then once that translation happens, then I switch back over to English.
Right.
Now I've got their attention.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm very passionate about teachers because my whole family were teachers. My father was my superintendent all 12 years of my school.
That's awesome.
I know. My brother, my oldest brother, is a learning disabilities teacher.
Okay.
My second oldest brother had history and political science. My sister was a principal.
Wow.
I know, all teachers. And I do have a brother who lives here. Hi, Dave. He's a UPS driver, so blue collar.
All I have to say is you and your family are very educated.
Yeah, exactly.
That's some educated stuff there.
So I'm very passionate about teaching. I think that's why I'm like I am, because my father worked so hard, dedicated to the community, so well respected in my hometown. The auditorium, when he retired, is dedicated to my father.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's just, and then that was bred in me you're there to serve the community, serve the public. It's, and it was always inbred in me to make sure that I carried on the tradition, or I never ever want to make my parents not, internally I wanted them to be so proud of what I could carry on and help support.
When they are.
Yeah.
You make me proud. You make me proud, Kay.
That's really special. That's a great backdrop. No wonder you're so good at what you do.
Oh, thank you.
And those are some good stories that you share with that. And I think just in the sharing of that story that you've given us, it lets us know on the most basic level exactly how people are moved and what really turns them on in terms of building a quality life is always at the most fundamental basic level.
Right. I remember my father would actually help people graduate high school. That was how passionate he was. Now I'm going to get emotional.
Let it rip. Let it go. Don't hold back.
No one left behind. That was his motto, just always, always, always take care of people.
Wow.
So.
Wow.
That is way cool.
You did it. You got me to break. I can't believe it.
No, but you deserve it. We don't have tissue nearby for you either.
No, I'm fine.
Wow. No, that is an emotional moment because what makes that such an emotional moment for you, though? Why, when you talk about that, does that make that such an emotional moment for you?
Well, I saw the families years later after I grew up, because when you're young like that, you don't really realize. And then you hear the stories of everybody that respected my father so much and what he did for the community. And that's was just so embedded in me and what I want to carry on the torch with, and just, I think that's why I'm as passionate as I am. And I just like to do everything. You're
heart-centered.
Exactly.
You like to do everything that you can to improve that service from the heart.
Right.
They say that which is uttered from the heart alone will bring others to their own.
Exactly.
And so, I can't imagine with that kind of a heart-centered character and personality, you in the service, you're perfect. This, in fact, it's quite likely your calling or your purpose, like why you specifically are here on this earth. It may be to serve just in these unique capacities. Mm-hmm. You talked about working in the hospitality industry when we were in the green room before we came on the program, and you worked at least 14, 16 hours a day.
100%. Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
And still does.
Yes.
And, but now, but now you're doing it more from not just a point of to put food on the table. This is your service. Part of your passion and your purpose of what drives you to do what you do.
Right, exactly.
Not because of your human being element of needing to make a living. You're doing this because you're making lives.
Right.
And it's making your life as well, right?
Exactly. Yeah. It's just such a special thing for me to be able to do this. It makes my life complete to be able to do this and just, again, service the community, make sure everybody's aware of exactly how great we are and what we're doing, not only with NACE, but with Las Vegas Woman. Our next issue coming out is the 6th annual Doctors of the Desert issue. So it's all about the medical community, how special we are, and making sure that we're like the go-to guide. The motto is to educate, entertain, and inspire. So educating the public about the medical community, what the newest things are. There's so many doctors out there that are performing what they've normally been doing, but they're going and getting re-educated and offering new services. And that's what we like to do, is talk about them in profiles as far as what they're doing for the community and what's new and what they can look for each and every issue.
Are you still building that campaign? So,
oh yeah, definitely.
Dr. Joe Willardson. I'm going to do a shout out to him. Dr. Joe Willardson is a dentist in this town that's cutting edge in the top 1%.
I know him very well.
Okay,
yes.
So you know his credentials.
He was the first dentist I saw when I moved here 26 years ago.
Wow.
Is he still your
swear
dentist?
to God, no, unfortunately not.
He just became mine.
He's wonderful, man.
He is.
Well, and he's also one of our newest clients. So
Very
we
good.
get to serve him.
Great.
And he's phenomenal in terms of his education and continued education, and he's a doctor of doctors, teaching other doctors. He believes in service and everything we're talking about here today. He could literally be sitting right here finishing the sentences.
The best bedside manner of anyone.
Oh,
I've
yeah,
ever
very
seen.
nice gentleman, very nice.
So
absolutely.
Engaging, charming.
You might want to, I don't get to tell you what to do, but
Have
as a
him call me,
recommendation. So we have to have him call you, right?
Willardson.
Yes.
No,
he's a phenomenal.
Tomorrow. He's a wonderful man. Absolutely.
Sounds like he would fit perfectly into this program that you're talking about.
He would absolutely fit perfectly, and don't now mark my words. I am calling him tomorrow, and I will follow up with you after I have my conversation.
Let me get it right for you, Joe Willerson. If you're out there watching, son, we just hooked a doctor up.
Hi, Dr. Joe.
Right.
Well, one thing that I teased today's show about, and that is that you have an up-and-coming show.
I do.
That you'll be backup singer for.
Dennis Wise, King for a Night.
So you sing too?
I absolutely do.
Girl, what don't you do?
Well, it's so funny because what brought me out to Vegas in the first place was to entertain.
Okay.
Because I've had 13 years of vocal training. My last year was at McPhail Center for the Performing Arts in Minneapolis.
Look at this girl. You know who you remind me of now? You look like Aretha Franklin now.
Absolutely.
I'm getting ready for you to just pull out some R-E-S-P-E-C-T. There she goes. Baby, I got
it. Where is the show and when?
It's going to be at Santa Fe Station, the Chrome Showroom, on Saturday night, August 15th. And I believe the show... Normally we start at 7. I hear rumors it's starting at 8. But either way, you can go to stationcasinos.com and look for tickets. And he will sell out quickly. And I'm not just saying that just to promote the show. He will sell out. Dennis has the most avid followers I've ever seen. I mean, every show, he's got an extensive mailing list. They love him. In fact, also another kudos is he's been honored. He's been chosen to receive a star on the Walk of Fame for Las Vegas.
Wow.
So we want to make sure we put the word out about that. And if anybody needs to get a hold of me or Dennis Wise, there, of course, needs to be funds raised for that star. So there's always avid campaigns, but Dennis is a wonderful man. I've known him for many. In fact, I met him in Minneapolis when I lived there. And then we all seem to congregate out here years later. And I've been singing backup now for him for 4 years. And it's been a wonderful...
where can people find you to donate money?
You know what? They can just email me, K@LasVegasWoman.com or KAY@LVWoman.com, or just go on Dennis Wise's website or their Facebook page. But either way, even through you folks, I mean, just let me know. And
nice.
Then I adore him so much. He's just so part of my family that I just want to support him and do whatever I can to help him too.
Well, I think we need to go support Kay and see that the other side of Kay. What do you think, Jess?
I got a funny. Open your eyes wide. Let me see. Yeah, you a blue-eyed soul sister. I'm gonna have to come out and check you out.
It's a great show. It's just we start out with Jim Wise is a Nashville recording artist that is his brother. He starts off with 3 songs, and we go into more pop with. Dennis's lovely wife, Marsha, does 3 songs, and then we go into like 25 Elvis songs, and we're moving and shaking the whole time.
And you're in all of this.
I am absolutely all of this.
Wow, you are a jack of many trades and a master of many trades.
I probably have to do about 40 songs every time we perform, so I have to learn in the back of my mind 40 background vocals for different songs. Yeah.
Awesome,
Kay,
awesome,
you have been an amazing guest today.
You are an amazing guest.
So much.
Great energy.
You join us.
Thank
you can come and cry on our program anytime. Bring that emotion with you, girl.
And Jess, who's our guest next week?
You know what? It is going to be the Will Edwards connection next week.
No. Yep. Laser coaching moments?
Yes, we'll get laser coaching moments with Will Edwards.
I love Will Edwards.
Will Edwards is one of those kind of guys that is, like you, has a lot of range.
Yes, he does.
A lot of polish. A wonderful speaker, great articulation. He's actually a funny man, too.
With the We Funny show, have you been to one of his comedy shows?
I have not, but I know there's one coming up, so I'm definitely going to go.
Yeah, so he is definitely going to be a part of that program, and he is a standard fixture around here.
Right.
Does a phenomenal job when he's in the studio. I'm sure off the studio, but definitely in here with pushing conversations and adding another facet. He brings a great element to it. What do we say always here when we are about ready to end a fabulous show like with someone like a Kay Kolbo?
Thank you so much. I so appreciate the time. Thank you very much.
You deserve it. It's been wonderful having you.
And your best life starts when you remember it's all about
how you leave them feeling.
Very good.